Hey, it's the weekend, and what are you going to do? You're home alone, or you're home with your wife, or whatever. Well, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to watch Fargo Season 1 and Season 2. Boom, boom. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Amazing, like incredible shows. They have an amazing cast. For Season 1, you got Martin Freeman from The Hobbit. You got Billy Bob Thornton plays an amazing villain. You got Colin Hanks. You got Alison Tolman, which is an amazing actress to check out, plays the cop in the show. And then Season 2 is kind of like a prequel. You got Patrick Wilson from Insidious and The Conjuring. You got Kristen Dunst. You got Ted Danson. So it's amazing. Definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, you are missing out on probably one of the greatest shows ever made. So go check it out. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the very first episode of Movie Hero News. I'm so excited to bring this to you today. What you guys just saw there in the intro is a city skyline. If you can guess which city skyline that is, there'll be some posters coming your way. I'm going to announce them on Facebook, so keep an eye out for them. But I work in a movie theater, so I get the original one sheets, the really giant ones like you see behind here, the Mad Max, and then over there I have the Night Before hanging up over there. So if you can correctly name the city skyline, the posters are yours, and I'll have them posted on Facebook. So, so I'll give you a quick rundown on what movie news is going to be. It's going to be pretty much a news show, go anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour, and it's going to be us talking, having a conversation. I hope soon to have more than just me on here. I was going to have my brother on, but because of some technical difficulties, I wasn't able to get him on before he left for college. But eventually I'm going to bring some people to make it a little more fun, a little more interesting. But since it's my first show, I got a lot of big news stories, so I'm just going to jump right into it because there are a lot of them. So to start off, we have just announced at Cinemacon, James Cameron is developing 4 Avatar sequels. The films are slated to be released in Christmas 2018, Christmas 2020, Christmas 2022, and Christmas 2023. Cameron has previously stated that he planned on 2 or 3 sequels. Cameron stated, "We have decided to embark on a truly massive cinematic process. I have been working the last couple of years with a team of 4 top screenwriters to design the world of Avatar going forward. The characters, the creatures, the environment, the new cultures. So far, the art I'm seeing is in pure imagination, really far beyond the first film. It's going to be a truly epic saga." Avatar is the highest grossing film of all time worldwide, making just over $2.788 billion worldwide. It was a pioneer in its use of 3D technology when it was released in 2009 and was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Cameron is currently hard at work on the first sequel, which will see the return of Zoe Saldana, who plays Neytiri, and Sam Worthington, who plays Jake Sully. Also returning are Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang, which is curious because both of their characters were killed in the first film, both Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang. Avatar 2 hits theaters Christmas 2018. So I'll just give my thoughts on that. So for me, I remember when the first Avatar came out and there's a lot of hype around it. I mean, I saw it in 3D, but for me, I've never really been that impressed by 3D. Just something that like it doesn't really do much for me. I mean, Avatar was cool. It's one of the better 3D movies I saw. I mean, the bright colors and stuff were amazing and really ahead of its time. I'll admit that. But I mean, 3D is just something that's not really for me, and so I don't really. I guess I didn't really see what all the hype was about for the first one, and especially for it to make $2.7 million. I mean, come on. I mean, there's a lot better movies, in my opinion, than Avatar, and I don't know what it was about it that it became the #1 highest-grossing film of all time, but I mean, I own the movie, but I got it as a gift for my birthday, so that's the only reason. It's not even a movie I'd probably even go out and buy, but I mean, it's decent. It's not a bad film. I mean, it's definitely a great movie, and a lot of people love it. It's just not like worthy of all the hype and to be the number one highest grossing movie of all time, in my opinion. So, but there are 4 sequels coming out apparently, so that's why we haven't seen an Avatar movie for so long. And I am really glad though that they're filming them back to back to back, because I think that's the way that all sequels should be filmed. If you know you're going to do a sequel, film them back to back to back. That way you can release them, and we're not waiting like 5 years in between the sequels, 10 years. I mean, come on. It's like, just film them back to back to back if you're able to. And I'm really glad that James Cameron's coming back, because pretty much every movie that James Cameron has ever directed has been a massive hit, from Titanic and to Terminator, just to like all kinds of different movies that he's directed. It has always been hits. I'm not a big fan of Titanic, sorry. But, I mean, Terminator's awesome. And all the Terminator movies he directed have been the best ones. The last 2, not so much, but he didn't direct those, so it's alright. Give it a pass on that. But let's move into our next story here. Ever since the Deadpool movie launched in theaters back in February, a sequel to the film has been teased. The post-credits scene hinted at a follow-up and teased that Cable and others would be along for the ride. Today at Cinemacon, 20th Century Fox made it abundantly clear that the Merc with the Mouth will indeed mount his return in Deadpool 2. Additionally, it was announced that director Tim Miller and screenwriters Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick would also be returning for the project, along with, of course, the Merc with the Mouth himself, Ryan Reynolds. The addition of Cable was officially announced as well. In a recent interview with HitFix, Reese teased how Cable would be involved. Reese said, "There's a lot of fun in that he's very serious, and he does take on more serious, weighty issues than Deadpool is used to taking on. So I think there's a juxtaposition there that can be fun. We had a lot of fun with Colossus in the first movie just by virtue of him being a foil to Deadpool, being a goody two-shoes and a straight shooter, and Deadpool being irreverent. And I think Cable offers us the opportunity to provide another really cool, different foil for Deadpool." So what are your guys' thoughts? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Who do you think could play Cable? Who would you like to see? Ron Perlman, Stephen Lang, Keira Knightley, as Deadpool says at the end credits scene. For me, my thoughts are, I love Deadpool. I absolutely love it. Probably one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, at least in my top 10 favorite movies I've ever seen. So I love Deadpool. He's one of my favorite characters, along with Spider-Man and X-Men. Those are like my go-to when it comes to comic books, those 3 characters. So yeah, I'm super excited for a sequel, and bringing in Cable. That's such a really interesting and dynamic character, really like different, like they say about the juxtaposition to Deadpool, where Cable is just really super serious and super intense, and Deadpool just likes to joke around and goof off, but he's also intense as well. So I think it's gonna work really well. And also with Cable, you have the time travel aspect, at least in the comic books, and I really hope that they bring that element into the movies. And I cannot wait. Like the way that they marketed Deadpool, to me, it was one of the single greatest marketing campaigns of all time. Just the videos that they released of him just breaking the fourth wall over and over again. I mean, that video that they released where it was a Halloween video where he's handing out guns instead of candy to little kids in the park, and then there's a video where he beats up Mario Lopez and makes a bunch of comments about Saved by the Bell, and just like so many different just like hilarious videos and posters and all kinds of different things to promote the movie. I thought was just great, because that's who Deadpool is. He just cracks jokes, he has the one-liners, he's the Merc with the Mouth, and they had it all down perfectly. Plus you still had all the violence, like he's chopping people's heads off, to scenes where he chops his own arm off, and like all kinds of cool stuff. So if you haven't seen Deadpool, definitely go out and check this movie out. It's definitely violent, it definitely has some language in it, but I mean, for people who aren't into that as much, I guess there's that service VidAngel. You can watch any of that or any R-rated movies and take all that stuff out. I don't necessarily recommend that because, especially for Deadpool, you really lose the feeling of what the movie's all about. But I mean, if you still want to see it, and that is an option for you. So let's move into our next story here. So, getting a hold of the Death Star plans might be easier than finding out what the Disney Parks team is planning for the new Star Wars land attractions in California and Florida. But what we do know is that construction has started. Disney has officially announced today that they celebrated the official groundbreaking of the Star Wars land in Disneyland in Anaheim, California, and Disney's Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. The team also posted a 360-degree photo of the 14-acre construction site at Disneyland. Each park will be 14 acres and will be the largest single-themed expansion for each resort. In these all-new lands, guests will be transported to a never-before-seen planet inhabited by humanoids, droids, and many other Star Wars-themed lands, which will feature cantina areas, and it also will include a Millennium Falcon simulator and also a lot of cool Star Wars shops and that sort of thing. So this is something that I am so excited for, like unbelievable, like seriously, like once Star Wars Land opens, and if I go to Disneyland or Disney World, it's like you're never going to be able to get me to leave. I'm never going to want to leave. I'm going to like camp out there, and like when the park closes, they're going to have security kick me out of that place just because like I am so excited to just go in there to be surrounded by droids and by stormtroopers and by the Millennium Falcon, even a simulator for the Millennium Falcon, and just all kinds of super cool things. I can go just have a blue milk inside the cantina, or just like hang out with like whatever Star Wars characters are going to be there. I know my sister, she went to Disneyland in February, and she said that her favorite part of almost the whole like experience of going to Disneyland was to meet Chewbacca there. She has pictures and video of him just giving her a huge hug, and just he's like super friendly, made the little Chewbacca growl and all that, and so I'm super excited for that. So Star Wars Land, you cannot come soon enough. It's coming in 2018, and it's like that's just too far away. Oh, I can't wait until 2018. And seriously, it's just it's gonna be a long wait, but I'm definitely gonna go check that out for sure, and hopefully bring some friends and family with me. So let's move on to our fourth story here. Marvel has been rather quiet until now about who the actual villain is going to be in Captain America Civil War thus far. We've had Crossbones confirmed so far, but no news on any other villains. Until now, it has been announced that the main villain in the upcoming superhero clash is going to be none other than Baron Zemo, who will be played by Daniel Bruhl, who's most known for his roles as restaurant owner Tony in the movie Burnt with Bradley Cooper, and a rival racer Niki Lauda in the movie Rush with Chris Hemsworth. Who is Baron Zemo, you might ask? He's the purple masked evildoer who ranks as one of the Captain America's most notable foes. He follows in the footsteps of a rogues gallery of previous Cap foes such as the Red Skull, Arnim Zola, the Winter Soldier, and Batroc the Leaper. But while Baron Zemo is a prime choice to antagonize our main hero in Civil War, there are many cinematic universe fans out there who are just unfamiliar with the character's history in the comics, so here are 5 quick facts you may not know about him. So, number 1, Baron Zemo is a legacy title. There are 2 main Baron Zemos in the comic books. First, there's Heinrich, who fought Captain America during World War II, and Helmut, spelled Helmut, who took up a life of supervillainy after his father's death. No word yet on which iteration Daniel Bruhl will be playing yet, but he's definitely going to be Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo doesn't... Well, number 2. Baron Zemo doesn't have any choice about wearing the mask. Both iterations of Zemo were exposed to a chemical known only as Adhesive X, a super adhesive Zemo created for the Nazis during World War II that cannot be dissolved. This adhesive permanently attached the mask to Baron Zemo's face, so he can't take that off. It's stuck on there. And then, fact number 3, Heinrich was originally responsible for the disappearance of Captain America during World War II. Fact number 4. Baron Zemo was the leader of the Thunderbolts. If you're unfamiliar with the Thunderbolts, you can find information about them online. Just go look it up. It's too much information for me to tell you right now, but I could tell you, but I'll let you figure it out. And the 5th fact is Baron Zemo outed Bucky as the Winter Soldier, which very well could be a part of the storyline for Captain America Civil War. I honestly could see it happening, being a cool little story element. So for me, like, I know a little bit about Baron Zemo. I don't know a ton about him, but he could be a really interesting character. Sounds like just super interesting. I mean, that's really all I can say about him, but I guess we'll find out when the movie comes out on May 6th. We'll see. So, move on to our next story here. And let's see, story 6. A new poster has emerged for the upcoming horror movie, The Conjuring 2. Warner Brothers continues to gear up for the release of the next entry in their acclaimed horror series, the new Conjuring 2 one-sheet. The poster features strong religious imagery as someone loosely grips a rosary in the foreground, while a young girl stands on the edge of a windowsill, arms slightly stretched as if she is preparing to fall. The Conjuring 2 will be directed by horror master James Wan and follows the true story from the files of expert paranormal investigators Doug and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, as they investigate the events of the Enfield poltergeist case, which took place in the summer of 1977 in Enfield, England, which is widely rumored to be the most haunted place and the place with the most paranormal activity ever recorded, which is awesome, in my opinion. So this is a movie I'm super excited about, and I think the poster looks really creepy. I mean, you got that person standing there with the cross, a little rosary, and you see the girl about to like jump out a window or something like that. Maybe she's possessed, or I don't know. I know the trailer had some really freaky, possessed-looking nuns and stuff, and I love horror movies. The hard part is most people I know aren't big fans of horror movies. They get scared easily or whatever, and so it's hard to find people to watch them with me, but I'll find someone. So even if I have to see this movie alone, I don't care. But I'm gonna go see it, because the first Conjuring was so terrifying and just so, like, the story was just so amazing, and it spun off I guess a spin-off movie. It's called Annabelle. And then also Patrick Wilson is in my favorite horror movie of all time, Insidious, the first one, the original, which is so scary. Oh my gosh, like, I don't get scared very easily, but this is one movie. It's only PG-13, not R, and it scared the crap out of me. Like, I didn't have nightmares because I don't really get nightmares, like luckily, thank gosh, but just like, the one thing that always freaked me out about Insidious was the guy that looked like Darth Maul with the red and black face. But the Conjuring 2 poster, I like it. I think it looks cool. Something I could even see hanging back behind me in my room somewhere. So, let's see, let's move on to the next story here. Paramount Pictures and DreamWorks released the first look at The Ghost in the Shell, an adaptation of the manga series by, and hopefully I get this right, Masamune Shiro. Scarlett Johansson stars as a special ops cyborg who leads the counter-cyber-terrorist organization Public Security No. 9. Production is underway in Wellington, New Zealand, with Rupert Sanders, the director of Snow White and the Huntsman, directing. Ghost in the Shell was an acclaimed animated film produced by Production IG, which is an animation company, I'm guessing in Japan, probably, but in 1995. Ghost in the Shell is set for release on March 31st, 2017. Hopefully, for fans of the manga, it lives up to expectations. So, for me, Japanese animation is not something that, like, I am that excited about, but there are a lot of really cool Japanese cartoons out there, and I wish I could remember the guy's name. It's spacing my mind, but the really famous guy that directed most animation or Japanese animated films. It might come to me later what his name is. I'm just like blanking on. I know his name, but he like Miyazaki. I think that's his last name. I want to say, but you can correct me in the comments because yeah, I totally butchered that. Shows you I don't really watch that much anime, but I'm open to it. Just probably not really my first cup of tea, but I know there's people out there that love that kind of stuff, and the movies are so powerful. I saw this one that's called Grave of the Fireflies, and oh boy, like the emotion and the power in that movie. It's like this about a boy who's he's living in Japan. I think it's during World War II, I want to say, but his house gets bombed and he loses his parents. His parents die, and then he's on the run with his sister. His younger sister's like 10 or 8 or something like that, and they're just on the run and they don't have anywhere to go, and they're trying to find friends and family where they can, and just it goes on like that, just like oh, it's just like heartbreaking. The music and it's intense, like that's one that I enjoyed. I don't know if I could ever watch it again because it's just like so heartbreaking, and but yeah, so definitely check out Ghost in the Shell when it comes out. See if it lives up to your expectations. And let me know in the comments section also if you're excited for a Ghost in the Shell movie, or if it's when the movie comes out, and let me know if it lived up to your expectations. So we'll move on to next story. The latest rumor circulating about the upcoming Thor Ragnarok is just who Tessa Thompson will play. Thompson was last seen playing the role of singer-songwriter Bianca, who was also the love interest to Adonis Creed in the movie Creed. According to the site Latino Review, the new rumor is that she will be taking on the role of the character Valkyrie, also known as Brunhilde. I love that name, it's fun to say. But in the comics, Valkyrie was in charge of collecting those fallen warriors worthy of Valhalla. Valkyrie is it's simply a title used for whomever takes on this duty. Should the rumor pan out, expect to see Valkyrie show up again in Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and likely Part 2. So, we have Tessa Thompson. She was in the movie Creed, and I love that movie. I love the movie Creed. I thought she played a great role. She played the love interest to Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, and she was just so much fun to watch. Like she's beautiful, and she's like just mesmerizing on the screen, I thought, and she just did an amazing job. I'd never seen her before in anything. I mean, maybe I have, and I just didn't realize it, but yeah, I'm definitely excited that she's joining Thor. I mean, it's never a mistake to add talent, so, and she, so far as I can tell, has some talent, so I'm definitely excited for that, and we'll see how that character works out with Valkyrie. So, let's see, we'll move on to the next story here. The X-Men team over at Fox really wants their franchises to cross over with the MCU. I mean, who wouldn't, right? X-Men producers recently discussed their desire to see an Avengers and X-Men crossover on the big screen, but that isn't all they're hoping to tackle. Deadpool director Tim Miller has revealed his want of a Deadpool/SpiderMan crossover. Awesome, right? The best part of all is that he and producer Simon Kinberg have already been laying the groundwork for such a venture to be made. He goes on to say, "We have been trying to build bridges," says Kinberg. He adds that the deals between Sony and Marvel may already be underway. Says, with all of the deals that have recently started happening, we asked if we could get visitation rights to Sony's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I would love to see it. Both of us are close with Kevin Feige. We respect and love Kevin. If it were even remotely possible, we will find a way, because we'd love to see it. While a crossover may be in the realm of possibility, it may be more difficult than you would think, though. A crossover featuring the Merc with a mouth would mean Deadpool would be a character in Marvel's Cinematic Universe, as well as Spider-Man, who is already on loan from Sony. That's 3 studios trying to build one cohesive narrative on top of an already complicated setup. Unfortunately, this may not be as likely as most of us would hope. You can get a good look at the new Spider-Man played by Tom Holland in Captain America Civil War on May 6th and Bring Home Deadpool on May 10th. So, like, this is like my dream scenario, because I freaking love Deadpool. I love Spider-Man. I love X-Men. Like, those three are like what I grew up on. Those are like my favorite. Like, oh, so much love for Spider-Man, so much love for Deadpool, X-Men, all of it. Like, if you could cross that over, I mean, it's amazing. Like, I'm split though, because just like having them all in the same movie would be awesome. Having Deadpool and Avengers, and having Spider-Man in the X-Men movies, or Spider-Man and Deadpool team up. I mean, it'd just be like the Merc with the Mouth going against Spider-Man, who's cracking jokes and one-liners back and forth, and they're just going at each other. Like, that would be amazing. But at the same time, I love that Spider-Man is owned by Sony, and that X-Men is owned by Fox, because that means you get so many movies out in 1 year. Like this year, we have, let's see if I can name them all. We have Deadpool, we have Batman vs. Superman, we have Captain America Civil War, we have X-Men Apocalypse coming out, we have Suicide Squad, we have Doctor Strange. I mean, all those movies in 1 year. I mean, that is amazing. How awesome is that? It's because all these different properties you got. Some owned by Warner Brothers, some owned by Marvel, some owned by Fox, some owned by Sony, and so we're able to have all these movies come out, and it's just like a treat for all the fans. Like, it's awesome that we can get that many movies in 1 year. Like, I've always been a huge comic book fan, but I mean, when I was a kid back in the 80s, 90s, that shows you how old I am, but I always thought that if I let everybody know how much I love these comic book characters, and like just my love for Spider-Man and X-Men and all that stuff, it's like I'd get made fun of, I'd get beat up. Like, it's just not cool. Like, it's just not, I don't know, it's not the cool thing to like that kind of stuff. And nowadays, like, it is the cool thing. You can go to Comic-Con, where literally thousands of people who are all interested in the exact same thing you are. They dress up. You have celebrities that are into all this kind of comic book stuff. Like, you can just like feel the love, and you can just like go there and like have support from all these different people that are into the same things you are. And so it's cool to like all this stuff. I mean, it's still a little nerdy. I mean, I'll admit I'm a huge nerd, but I'm proud of it. Never like used to be proud of it when I was younger, and I should have been. I should have been proud of it, and I am, and I always will be, because I mean, it's awesome. I got my giant Spider-Man poster back behind me, which is awesome. I love that thing, and I'm going to display it proudly, because it's something that I love, and I always will. So hopefully we'll get a crossover though. Like, I like the idea of having the characters on loan, so they can appear in each other's movies, but we still get the standalone movies or movies from other studios. So yeah, so we'll see what happens. Guess time will tell. We'll move on to the next story. We got 2 more left, and that'll do it. Spider-Man fans rejoice. This week has been chock full of new information. The new title was announced this week for Sony's standalone Spider-Man film, and it will be titled SpiderMan Homecoming. Yeah, I don't like that. But that's not all. Deadline reports that our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man will be joined on screen by actor Michael Keaton. Woo! That's the part you rejoice about, is the Michael Keaton in a Spider-Man movie. Keaton is allegedly in talks to play an unspecified villain in Spider-Man Homecoming. That's right, people. Both Sony and Marvel declined to comment on the speculation when it reached for confirmation. If the report is true, this will be Keaton's first return to the big screen as a comic book character since Burton's 1992 Batman Returns, unless, of course, you consider Birdman. One of the few people who didn't like Birdman, but it's just me. I know I'm in the very minority there. I just didn't like the way it's filmed. I thought it was just weird, and the drums in the background and that. But that's neither here nor there. You can give me hate if you want, but details are very scarce on what's to be expected of the film. So far, right now, any guesses as to who Keaton may or may not be cast as is purely speculation. Tell us your theories in the comments below. Which of Spider-Man's cast of villains do you think he's being eyed for? For me, I think this is just like pure speculation. This is what I think. I think he's going to be the Vulture, and I think that would be an awesome villain for him to play, the Vulture. If you look at the picture there, he looks just like the guy, except for the Vulture's a little older. I mean, but through prosthetics and makeup and that kind of stuff, you can make him look just like an awesome, amazing Vulture. It would just look really cool. And I mean, he could play all kinds of different villains, but I hope he plays the Vulture. It's a villain we've never seen in any superhero movie, let alone a Spider-Man movie. Or maybe he could be something like Kraven the Hunter. I don't know if Michael Keaton's a good fit for it, but I do want to see a Kraven the Hunter soon in a Spider-Man movie. I think that would be awesome, especially for when he's in high school. I don't know why I think that's a good fit, but I do. So, gotta bring on that Kraven the Hunter, son. Bring it on, and the Vulture. So, I'm definitely hoping that he's one of those two, or just in the Spider-Man movie. Michael Keaton, like, he's amazing. So, I mean, for a while he didn't do much. I mean, late 90s, early 2000s, but he's made a real resurgence, and I'm glad he has. And this is our last and final story, and I'm going to kind of run through this last topic pretty quick because there's a lot to it, and you'll see why when I start reading it. But this past weekend, the annual Cinemacon was held in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cinemacon is a convention for movie studios to showcase their upcoming slate of movies for the next year or two and preview as much as they can to movie theater chains and people involved in the movie theater business. It is strictly invite only. Here is a rundown of what was announced at Cinemacon 2016. Hang on, because there's a lot, and I'm going to try and go through it kind of quickly, so just try and keep up. But so we start out with the Warner Brothers announcements, and I'm just going to go through all the studios. I kind of have them all lumped together. I'm just saying Warner Brothers was first to go, and then all the movie studios went one by one. But Ben Affleck will again star in the Justice League movie, and will star in and direct a standalone Batman movie. Woo! Excited for that. Warner Brothers also said they will be focusing on key franchises like DC superhero films, animated Lego features, Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, but also encompass a broad scope of dramas, action adventures, and horror thrillers and comedies. Also announced were standalone films for Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. There's announced a movie called Smallfoot about a Yeti that believes humans are real. An animated Scooby-Doo film entitled SCOOB, Scoob, that will kickstart a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. A raunchy R-rated Baywatch film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Zac Efron, and the beautiful Alexandria Daddario. Like, she's one of my Hollywood crushes for sure. Zombieland 2, so excited for that. One of my favorite movies is Zombieland. Here's kind of a strange one. MIB 23, which is going to be a Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover, which I think is insane but awesome. Like, could you take a dying franchise like Men in Black, which the third movie, I liked it okay, but most people hated it. And 22 Jump Street, that was awesome, and kind of meld them together, put some life back into Men in Black, and then just bring that flavor and the humor of 22 Jump Street in there. And yeah, I think it'll be kind of a weird but awesome movie, so excited for that. They're going to have a Bad Boys 3, Blade Runner 2, an animated Spider-Man movie. They're going to have a full trailer for Star Wars Rogue One attached to Captain America's Civil War, so definitely be there opening night if you can, because I know they showed opening night. I don't know if they showed after the opening night, maybe, but the next Pixar movie called Moana, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a live-action Pete's Dragon, Queen of Katwe, I think is how you say it, but it's a true story following the rise of a Ugandan chess prodigy who rose from the slums to become an international chess champion. So one of those true stories from Disney. A Kevin Hart stand-up documentary entitled What Now? Deadpool 2, of course. The Kingsman, The Golden Circle, sequel to The Kingsman. The James Franco, Bryan Cranston comedy, Why Him? It's about a father's worst nightmare when his daughter dates a cocky, rich, brazen idiot. We got the Tim Burton movie, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. We have Boo and Medea Halloween. Those movies do not interest me, but that's neither here nor there. We got the movie Nerve, starring Emma Roberts and Dave Franco, about a high school senior who finds herself immersed in an online game of truth or dare, where her every move starts to become manipulated by an anonymous community of watchers. So, whatever the watchers means. We have the Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling movie La La Land, which is all about, what else? LA, of course. There's talk about a Matrix reunion with Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne in John Wick 2, which would be awesome. And that's about it. So, sorry if I wasn't like just looking right at you, right in the screen the whole time, because I got my notes here on the computer trying to read through those and stuff. But hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is something that I want to bring to you at least once a week. I'm going to say once a week for now. Hopefully I can bring it to you. My goal in the long run is to bring you movie news every day. But this is a lot of work. Like, I'm not going to lie. So, especially working a full-time job. But it's alright. I love doing it. I love the work. Like, it's not really that much work for me. It just takes up time. But it's fun. This is what I want to do. It's my dream. Just like bringing you guys the movie news, talking about movies. I could talk about it all day long and never get tired of it. So, yeah, I guess that's about it. So, I guess I just ask you stop what you're doing immediately and hit the subscribe button, and also hit the thumbs up button and a comment. Which of these movies are you excited for? Which do you have any thoughts or comments on any of the stories that I listed? And then also I want to start taking some of your viewer submitted questions. So I mean, we'll have a little I don't know. I don't want to say mailbag. There's another channel that does mailbag, and I don't want to steal from them, but I'm working on the name. It's a work in progress, but you can email me. It's at moviehero2121@gmail.com, and I'll put that link in the description so you can email me a question, or you can send me one on Facebook. That's probably the next best. Twitter, I don't check too much or update it really. Sorry guys, I need to be better at the Twitter, but I mean, you still send me something on Twitter at Jordan83616. That's where you can find me on Twitter. But the best way is on Facebook at facebook.com/JordanAnderson21, or you can email me at moviehero2121. So yeah, and also if you want to share this video, that really helps too. Share it on Facebook or Twitter, wherever you want to share it, and you can find me at all those places I just mentioned. I'll put all the links in the description. And yeah, so this has been the first inaugural edition of Movie Hero News. I was excited to bring it to you. I had a lot of fun. So we will see you guys later.